Hello, everyone. I'm back again. I still have this, so it's always a good thing. How is everyone? I like your boy band looking album cover. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. I assume you mean the new like thumbnail image. Oh, hey Tyson, how are ya? I'll just give it a minute or so, just so people can come in the chat. Can you all hear me well? Like, is it distorted or anything like that? Just because I played a bit with my mic settings and I just want to make sure it's not too loud. Yeah, the thumbnail. Oh, cheers Alexis, and cheers Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Alrighty, so let's do this. Okay, so first and foremost, let's have a gaze at Bitcoin. We are sitting in the cradle zone once again. Look, it's not the you could count that as a high or low if you really wanted to. And then you start to go up, and that's obviously less evident. So I'll just go back to the daily. I'm just going to count that all as one movement, really, all throughout there. That's not really. It's still in the same trajectory. So I'm not gonna count that as a high or low. Where are we sitting right now? We're sitting just above the 38.2% fib level. Nothing else to really say about that. We're not that extended on the higher time frames, but we are somewhat. Would make sense to pull back to around the 50% or the 61.8. How are you, Winston? How are you, Catherine? Yeah, would make sense to pull back to the 61.8% fib, but you and all of us know, and me of course, that this market doesn't always make sense. So what should I expect, or what am I expecting to happen? Okay, I'm expecting for it to pull back a bit more. It's as simple as that. The lower time frames are starting to show some downtrends, and that's not a bad thing. It just means that the price is starting to pull back on the higher time frames. So, on to Ethereum. Actually, you know what? I'll go back to BTC because I didn't go to the monthly as I usually do, and I wanted to give you all an analysis of what I'm seeing on the monthly. So, we broke that high now of last month, and we look to be continuing. Obviously, these monthly candles tend to take a little while longer to play out than the lower time frame candles, obviously. So you can't really expect it to bust on heaps far past where we are at right now. But yeah, not much else to say really on the monthly. We're uptrending. Still looks good so far. All right. Why don't I do this? I'll start off with the monthly, if there's something to say. Look, so Ethereum's monthly candle pushed on quite significantly past the last month's high, or the last month's high of the candle, and now we're seeing somewhat of a continuation of trend, although this is a bit in no man's land at the moment. But as you go lower through the daily time frames, you start to see a trend become more evident. How are you, Ash? Mini Cobb. So, look, haven't really seen a significant pullback here on the daily and up so far. So it would make sense to pull back Do we have any levels here? We have this, I guess, but you know, as it sits right now, look, the daily, the way it's pulled back doesn't look the most attractive. Like we have a low here, higher low. Now we have a higher high, but it's not the most, it's not the prettiest trend. Let's be honest. You know, it's not really respecting the moving averages just yet. You know, this could well and truly respect the moving averages, but we haven't seen it just yet. Are you using the MACD or signal line on my chart? I'm using the MACD. Yeah, the MACD line. Oh dear, who's mini? I love looking at the comments here. I have to try my hardest to not get distracted and go too much, of course, because I could just go with the banter and the chatter in there, because sometimes it's very fun. All right, so look, not much to say other than what we previously saw with Bitcoin here. You know, we're starting to see some downtrends form on the lower time frames. Doesn't mean too much, you know. It's just like I said, it's pulling back now on the higher time frames, so we're going to see that the downtrends form on the lower time frames. All right, Binance Coin. You know, weekly uptrend, we do have it. Monthly, not much to say about the monthly, as there's not much data. Would be good to see, like, because this move was just basically one entire move. See, I'm not going to really count from this point here, just because it's not, to me, it's not really a significant enough of a pullback to count as a higher low. So I'm just going to count it from here. I haven't really seen a nice deep pullback into the cradle zone. So yeah, look, it is what it is. Gonna wait and see what this candle does here. As it stands right now, look, I'm not overly keen to enter something like that just because of how big it is. Let's have a look at, look, that's not a bad size, let's be honest. I'm just going back now just to see if I you know, wouldn't necessarily get overly excited about that, let's be honest. But as it stands right now, Ethereum doesn't look too bad, and Binance Coin is just a little bit too big for me anyway. So yeah, just thought I'd backtrack there just to make things clear. Let's have a look at Cardano. Pretty big candle here in the cradle zone on Cardano, but you know, it's in the right area. It's quite extended on the 2-day, and obviously as you go up, it's going to be more and more extended, isn't it? Cam, you can call that a weekly uptrend if you'd like. Quite a big candle already on Cardano here. What have we done this month? So far anyway, 78% move, not too bad. But yeah, another thing of interest really on Cardano, 8 hour, it doesn't look the best. 12 hour looks okay, but quite a big candle there. Not really one for me personally. What's this? What website are these guys from? I have no idea who you're talking about. You're talking about me? They found me on wish.com. If you search up Craig Cobb, then you get me on wish.com. I do not, unfortunately, Stephen. The other guy, is there another person giving a live scan, Winston? God. Send me a link to that one. Anyway, Ripple. All right. You know, can call that a level, I guess, but yeah. Sitting in the right zone. Where's the dollar? Dollar's a bit there. Would be good to see it pull back smack bang to $1. Like, let's be honest, you know, we love round numbers here over on at TRADERCOBB. So it would be nice to see it test $1 exactly. Or round the bounce if it came close, you know. Near enough is good enough sometimes. But look, as it stands right now, Ripple doesn't look the worst, let's be honest. We have 2-day uptrending. 3-day obviously, yeah, is uptrending. Weekly is not really uptrending. We're in no man's land at the moment. In the monthly, we have a massive green candle here. So yeah, look, as it stands right now, Ripple is in the right area. You know, the 12-hour candles, just a tad too big. Just a tad too big. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going down the time frames just to see if there was a level there or something that we could potentially look at, or if there was a level of interest, and there was not. If we get some bullish candles in the cradles on the daily, do you think a lot of them are too shallow? Are you saying, do I think a lot of them? Okay, I assume that's what you mean. Do I think a lot of them are too shallow? Yeah, look, I did notice that on Ethereum and Bitcoin. It does look like it could pull back more, just based on how the pullback looks. Let's have a look at. So I'll just track back again, just to show you what I mean. So see that nice pullback here, like very nice, and just like into the cradle zone. This is like, it's like bleh. Like it's like just reaching, you know what I mean? It's just like trying to get there. And yeah, if you run your fibs on it, you're gonna see it's not the deepest of pullbacks. Look, but once again, that doesn't mean that the trade won't take off. So it's one of those things that you're gonna have to, you know, trade at your own discretion, obviously, but I don't let it weigh my thoughts too much unless there is like a confluence of events that I'm waiting for. For example, if we had a, I'll go back to Bitcoin just because that's what we were talking about before. So if I had, you know, this fib in here, and you know the cradles, this is all purely hypotheticals here. Cradle zone was a bit further down, and you know 40k was smack bang in the cradle zone. It lined up with the 61.8 or the 50%. Then I'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait, you know. But yeah, I guess we wouldn't be discussing this candle right now if it wasn't in the cradle zone, though. So there's that. But yeah, back to what I was saying. If there's a confluence of events, if there's a level that I'm waiting for the price to pull back to, then I will wait for that. But if there's not, for me personally, look, I'm happy to consider something like that. All right. I hope that answered that for you. Just like what, Sam? I don't know what you talk. I must have said something and Niels is picking up on it. So let's, yeah, look. Ripple looks okay. Ripple looks okay as it is right now. Pretty nice trend, probably the best one we've seen so far on this top 10. Doge has good old Elon tweeted about this one anytime recently. Surely that's going to happen soon. Surely. So look, not to say about the monthly, neither about the weekly. As we go down the dailies, through the daily time frames, they are trending, but somewhat of a messy chart here. So I'm happy to just go on to the next one. Let's have a look at DOT. Somewhat, you know, there's no real trend here. We have a low, then we just have a high. Obviously, if you go down the time frames, trend is more evident because you have higher highs and higher lows all throughout here. Short and sharp pullback here. Big candle in the cradle zone. Not really the best looking price action, but yeah, it's just my assessment of it right now, and I'm happy to go to the next chart. So Sol, this had a pretty big day. When was it? It was a few days ago. It's had a pretty big few days so far. So I remember seeing it. Look at that. Look at that weekly candle. Massive monthly already. Going down now. Ooh. Yeah, we have a trend, obviously. We do have a trend. Nothing really on the 4. God, it's just going to be one of those ones where, look, it's kind of caught up in there now. So it either has to push on past here or pull back more, and then we'll see some possible opportunities on those midterm time frames. Unless there's like a level in on here that forms. Nah, there's nothing there just yet. So on to the next. So Uniswap. Look, not the best looking daily chart, but it is uptrending, albeit a little bit messy. 12 hours quite messy as well. Look, we're in the cradle zone right now, but just the way the price action looks, it's not really one for me. Okay, and yeah, the lower time frames aren't doing much for me as well. So Bitcoin Cash. Okay. A question from Alexis. So, what's your opinion about the overall market today? I was stalking about 10 from yesterday, and they all pulled back too far today. Yeah, that's fine. We look to have had a bit of a pullback in the last day or so, and we look to be, you know, rebounding, or in the early stages of a rebound so far anyway. If you know, nothing amounted of those trades, or you got stopped out, it's just it is what it is. That's trading for you. You can't win them all your stalking lists. Sometimes they just go to complete crap. You know, it's just what happens. But you have to do your scans. You have to create your list, and if you don't do your list, you're not going to find your trades. It's as simple as that. BCH is my cash cow. You know what? Don't think I've ever held any of it. You know, I've taken trades on it, obviously, but I haven't held any Bitcoin Cash. Pull back quite far here on the 12. The daily looks okay as it stands right now. Wouldn't want this candle getting much bigger than it is. We're ever so close to that 50% fib. Yeah, not much to say. Just gonna have to wait for that till, you know, tomorrow. What about Solana? Catherine? What about Solana? What about it? Yeah, you mean like it's gone, you know, crazy? Yeah, it has. It has definitely. I saw it the other day. It did like a massive move. Which one was it? Yeah. 30%, you know. Let's have a look what it did on the week so far. %. Pretty big move. Anyway, look, that's pretty much it from me. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, just hit me up there. I'll hang around for a bit. You know. You guys aren't that bad of company, I'll be honest. So, shoot. and I shall wait. I'll go through and just check if there's any. Can I build cabinets in Queensland? Well, considering I'm from Sydney right now, I don't even think I could get into Queensland if I tried. I think they're trying to avoid us like the plague. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ravencoin? You want me to have a look at it? Right. Look, we pulled back to the cradle zone. Where are all the others chatting? Oh, okay. So I have access to the chat on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch if it's on there as well. But yeah, everywhere it all goes through to this main chat. All right, so let's have a look at Raven. Pull back here on the daily. It's somewhat low in liquidity, it looks like. So I assume you mean Bitcoin. I'll have a look at the Bitcoin chart too. I'm doing special requests. I'm like a DJ. Yeah, the BTC chart looks pretty similar to the USD chart. Pull back into the cradle zone. Somewhat of a trend, of course, but look, it's quite erratic, the price action. BTC pairs do tend to do that, and also when it looks like it's very low liquidity, so they're going to be more and more erratic as the liquidity starts to go down. All right, so if you haven't already, I can see some chatter in the chat right now. Head over to www.tradercobb.com. That's the website that Ash keeps talking about. And yeah, have a look at our courses that we have there. First and foremost, I suggest doing the free course. And you know what? If you like it and you're interested in the lingo that we talk and you find these strategies interesting, then go ahead and jump into the paid stuff. You will not regret it. It's fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm here right now because I did that. So, yeah, look, that is it from me. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll be doing another live scan then. Bye-bye.